Hey again, it's me, Flo, and I've been unemployed for a little bit over a month now, and I've been going out and seeing friends. I went to Brazil with my aunt. That was a lot of fun. We saw the Christ the Redeemer at Rio de Janeiro, and we went out every night and ate some good food. And I've been seeing a lot of friends that I normally can't see, and I've been going out and I go to this restaurant that I really love. Not really because of the food, just because of the vibes. And I'm making this just because I had some thoughts about the concept of you should be really living life to do whatever you want to do. And the reason I've been really thinking about this is because for a long time I worked 6 to 7 days a week, and this is the first time that I haven't worked in a long stretch of time. And, I have bills to pay. I support my mom. My roommate's moving out, so I gotta pay more rent. And I'm just out here having fun and spending my money, my hard earned money that I worked for a very long time. And I'm 31. And a lot of the times I have fun, especially because it's summertime now. But right now it's not so fun because it's gloomy outside. So I'm just laying down in my bed. And I called a friend from university. We're going to go hang out because I don't have plans every day. I just kind of wake up and think, what am I going to do today? And I try to figure it out. And sometimes it's annoying, but I'd rather have this than doing things that people want me to do. I think the freedom of choice, sometimes it's a little bit of a paralysis, but other times it's a little bit more freeing. I think if I wasn't so concerned about money, then I'd be having a little bit more fun, but people have to work. And the reason that I wanted to sort of think about doing whatever you want is because, I've worked for this company for a really long time, and one of them I worked for 4 years, and they fired me. They fired me, and and I thought, wow, like I really put in a lot of work, blood, sweat, and tears into this company and to help them grow and to help out the business. And I guess I was just another cog in the system. And it really made me sad. Mm. So I worked for another company that was a direct competitor of them just to sort of get back at them. I think that's the reason I did it. And it was fun until it wasn't. And the CEO, long story short, I don't think I'm cut out for a sales job. It's just not for me, I think. And so now I'm lost. I'm 31 and I'm lost and I don't know what to do. And I'm trying to find activities. I bike, I exercise, and go to the gym and hang out with buddies and this and that. But I mean, how long can I really live this hedonistic lifestyle for? And I'm a little bit lost. And I do always think things work out if you just keep getting up every day and doing stuff. Eventually, something works itself out. And I always think that if I just stay at home, I'm not gonna get anything done. So I need to leave the house, whether it's to go grocery shopping or take a walk or be outside and talk to people and connect, be grounded with the world. And so I think my whole philosophy with this job loss thing is that you put in all this work and effort into helping out a company only for them to screw you over. And I don't regret working those 4 years at that place. It's made me personally quite a big chunk of money, and I've learned a lot. And I think that I don't regret it because originally I wasn't doing it for the money. I was doing it because I felt like it was a job that I liked, that I thought was worth putting 40 hours a week into. And I think that's mostly what matters. If I am going into a job, I have to really think, is this something that I want to put 40 hours of my waking day every week into? So, whatever that sort of enjoyment is. If I could play video games for 40 hours a week and get paid for it, then, I would. But I'm not that good at video games, and I'm not really a competitive person. I just want to play for fun. I just want to enjoy life, you know? Is that so hard to ask? I feel like that's not a hard ask. Just enjoy life and experience the world and drive around and hang out with people that I love and care about. And I don't know why life can't just be like that. And just laugh. I love to laugh. I think anyone loves to laugh. Mm. I got this blanket from an ex. Well, I didn't get it from an ex, but she went with me to Winners, and I said pick out a blanket, and she liked this one, so I bought it. And that was maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And we broke up. And the reason we broke up is because I thought she was really immature, and I thought that I jumped too early into the relationship. And I think that's just what happens to me sometimes. I get impulsive, and then I tend to dive deep into the thing that I love doing. And at that time was being with her, and it was also working a lot. And that's my personality type. I like to indulge in the things that I really love doing to an extreme degree. Maybe that's the key to being successful. You just find something that you really like and you just do it all the time. And you become obsessive about it. I don't think successful people became successful because they were doing things, like a half cup type of full. They were going the full way all the time, nonstop. Maybe even a little bit psychotic. And I think that's the key to being a successful person, especially if you want to run a big company or be a CEO. You have to really love what you're doing, whether that's screwing people over or being obsessed with construction, for example, or running a bar or being in real estate. You really have to have an insane amount of passion to continue to do that. And they work more than 40 hours a week. I've met CEOs and whatever that work 60 hours a week, and they can do it for years and years on end because they're insane. And I don't know if I could do that. I could play video games for 12 hours straight. I don't know if I could work a job and still like it every day, 12 hours straight. If that job existed, I don't think I found it yet. I thought it would be bartending. I do love bartending and talking to people, but there's some stuff that I don't like about it. I don't really like serving people on tables and acting a little bit fake and giving a little spiel of what the place is about. I just want to just have genuine conversations and make some drinks and go home, just sort of do the bare minimum. I'm not a really good employee, I would say. I would say I am pretty below average. Pretty below average. Yet a lot of employers want to keep me, and a lot of the employees like me, and a lot of my coworkers would say it would be due to my personality. But my personality is very, when I'm at work, I'm super nonchalant and not caring, and I just want to do my job and go home, and I'm not really personable to the employees. So I don't know why people are attracted to that. Maybe because they're so used to people being overly friendly, overly flirtatious. I don't know. So I have mixed feelings about the restaurant industry. I think that I don't know if I want to go back into it. I'm really thinking about it. Luckily, I have some time to think about it. I matched with this girl on Hinge, and Hinge is a dating app. And I used to work with her, and currently she's not working. She has some nerve damage on her knee, from what she was telling me, so she can't physically walk too much, and she's trying to stay healthy, and she wants to take long walks. And it's interesting because I didn't really talk to her too much at work, but then I matched with her on Hinge, and now we're talking a little bit, and I find that interesting. So did she like me the entire time, or is she a little bit lonely because she's not working? I don't know. Either way, we're talking. I don't know if I would romantically like her, but it was interesting to match with her. The weather is not good today. It is quite cold. It's foggy. That's why I'm lying down on my bed making this. Because I can literally do whatever I want at this moment. And that's all thanks to saving up money. And I'm 31. I'm unemployed. I probably sound a little bit psychotic or insane. My mind kind of goes to different places. And I do like that actually about myself. I like how I have to think about 20 different things at once. It makes things more interesting. I was watching a Casey Neistat video, and he was talking about how you should focus on only one thing, and how Christopher Nolan, he's also my favorite director. He directed The Dark Knight, Inception, Interstellar. He also directed, what was that film called? It like started at the end and ended at the beginning. Started with the M. Oh, Memento. So that was the early 2000s. And then he directed this other movie called The Prestige about this magician. Christian Bale was in it. And Casey Neistat was talking about how Christopher Nolan doesn't have an iPhone. He has a flip phone. And he's really disconnected from social media and what's going on in the world, and he just focused on his craft. And I think he has the luxury to do that because I'm sure he has a team of assistants updating him on what's going on and what to do. So he doesn't really need an iPhone. But for the average person, we don't have a team of assistants. I can't afford a full-time assistant to track my entire week. It's just like not a thing. So what was the whole point of this? The whole point was to do whatever you want because you want to, and not because people tell you to do stuff. Because when you do things that people want you to do, you are just so unhappy. And life, we could live to 100, but in the grand scheme of things, it's pretty short. And You can't be living a life doing stuff because other people are telling you to do it. I live in a first world country, Canada. Love Canada. And we are lucky enough that we can make these choices and not be forced to do stuff we don't want to do. And so we better take full advantage of the fact that we're born in Canada, in the United States. They have their own issues, but they do have freedom. Born in parts of Europe, Italy. What's another European country? I feel like Switzerland, the Nordic countries, they have it pretty good over there too. Just be lucky that you're living in a nice country. Be a little bit more grateful about your life. I try to be. I used to write down what I'm grateful for every day. I do my best to do it. There's some days I'm just too sad. And it's usually when the sun's out that I want to do this stuff. So maybe when it's warm again on Tuesday, I'll be writing more in my journal about how grateful I am. And when I say grateful, I mean being grateful for the fact that I could buy tea at a grocery store, the fact that I could afford a mug from Indigo, the fact that I could walk around and not worry about getting shot, and being born in this country. I love Canada. Canada has its own set of issues. I understand that. And for the most part, I do love this country. This country allowed me to live the life that I'm living right now, which is to lay down in bed at 5 in the evening and contemplate about life. I don't know what other country allows you to do that. That's the end of this thought for today. Okay, bye.